A 9-year-old boy dies after falling out of the pickup truck bed in eastern Idaho. The incident last month brings to focus one of the most absurd safety contradictions in Idaho.
There is no doubt, while everyone else is required to wear seat belts on the roadways, it's perfectly legal to ride in the back of a pickup truck, unrestrained and unprotected. Tonight, in an effort to make Idaho a better and safer place, we explore a practice that began on the farm, but which even farmers say needs to change.
I used to always ride in the back of a pickup truck, and it was the most exhilarating thing I'd done as a young teenager or whatever, because it's fun. But just because it's fun doesn't mean it's safe.
This video demonstrates just how unsafe riding in the back of a pickup can be.
The truck rolls over. There's nothing holding you in. There's nothing at all to keep you from getting injured.
The practice of riding in the back of pickup trucks has always been a great way for farmers to get crews from one field to another. But it was never intended for the interstate.
You know, you see it happening all the time, and we just shake our head thinking, you know, what are they thinking?
Steve Martineau is a farmer who defends the practice on the farm, but he'd support changes just about everywhere else.
I see no problem barring the interstate. That's ridiculous to have a 65, 75 mile an hour speed limit and people being able to ride in the back.
Despite the accident in eastern Idaho last month, such fatalities are relatively rare. But is that reason to ignore the issue?
I guess that depends on whose child is being injured or killed in a collision.
AAA says the increase in traffic in Idaho and higher speeds means it's a good time to review the law.
We'd certainly be interested in talking to lawmakers if there's somebody out there interested in pursuing this issue.
But it's not just safety that's at stake.
Does it send a mixed message?
I think it definitely sends a mixed message.
State police are tasked with educating drivers about the importance of wearing seat belts.
It makes it pretty hard to explain to that teenager at the driver safety class that, yeah, you have to wear your seatbelt. You got to wear your seatbelt. Make sure every time you get in the car you wear your seatbelt, unless you're in the bed.
Despite the mixed message, Hurley says legislation may not be necessary. What is, he says, is common sense.
Not everything requires government intervention. You know, if people would use their heads a little bit, they would recognize that's not a safe place to be.
Pretty dangerous at 65 miles an hour. Idaho is one of 20 states that does not have a law against riding in the back of a pickup truck.
It is hard when we go down the freeway and my kids will see somebody in the back of it and they're like, why am I in a booster seat?
Right, and it does look like fun. There's no doubt about it. But what you're doing is taking yourself out of a cab that is made to take impact.
Sure.
And when you're going just 10 or 15 miles an hour when a truck stops on a dime, it means you continue at 10 or 15 miles an hour right through.
You'll have to let us know if any lawmakers decide to take up the issue. Thanks, Roland.